Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is February 17th, 2024. Based on breaking news and events, it appears the CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage a high fatality or high victim mass shooting event in the United States on the dates of February 17th, February 18th, or February 19th, possibly. Specifically to garner political support for draconian anti-Second Amendment legislation, which is in turn designed to trigger a civil war in America over the right to keep and bear arms. So if you log on to 911truther.org, you will see that I publish a plethora of reports in respect to impending mass shooting attacks targeting the United States. This will most likely be executed by the Israeli National Police, who have a joint agreement where they bring these Israeli cops over to Chicago, and that's why we've seen all these high fatality mass shooting events in Chicago. I've kind of put a cap on that by publishing a lot of reports highlighting that, and so it appears that the CIA is going to export this Chicago mass shooting program to another city or state in the Union this weekend. As I detailed in my previous video, one of the locations is the NBA All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis, Indiana. And another one is Eagle Pass, Texas, where a bunch of U.S. National Guard troops have amassed, and there's ongoing protests, and so these are the two most likely. That being said, there is a plethora of other live events, the People's Choice Awards, as well as other live sporting events, the Daytona 500, etc., which could also suffer the same fate. So at this point in the game, it does appear that the CIA is planning on staging a female-based mass shooting attack. The shooter in the Lakewood mass shooting attack targeting Joel Osteen's church in Houston, Texas, was a female. The only victim in the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade, the only victim was a female. Again, likely the shooter. And then they also staged a female-based attack targeting YouTube headquarters back in 2018. So female would be probably number one. Transgender would probably be number two. If you log onto my blog, 911truther.org, you can see there's been like 4 or 5 different transgender shootings in the last couple years. Or they might choose to stage a young African-American female or male related mass shooting event. Regardless, we know that the Israeli National Police are going to pull the trigger. That's facts. Who they blame it on is a different story. Could be a homeless person, could be anybody. So, but just for the record, this weekend, February 17th, February 18th, February 19th, it's highly, highly likely. Essentially, what's going on is the Democrats have been unable to run a candidate because Biden's in the way, and Biden has to essentially relieve himself of his duties because they've been trying to stage his assassination and resignation. However, unable to do so, they're trying to capitalize, and right before Biden leaves office, he's going to double-cross the U.S. public and stab them in the back by passing draconian anti-Second Amendment legislation, most likely featuring gun confiscation, gun registration, or bans on assault rifles, ammunitions, etc. And this will likely spearhead the Kamala Harris presidential campaign. In the last week, there's been 3 high-profile mass shootings, like as I mentioned, the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade, the mega church, Joel Osteen's mega church in Texas. And so what it appears to, and in both of these cases, um, there's very shaky video, and we don't know exactly what's going down there. So it appears that the CIA is going to stage a false flag within a false flag, if you catch my drift. So they're basically going to stage a fake shooting with a bunch of victims, and then they're going to have all these people like Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, all these Hollywood people at the award shows and stuff talking about it. And then they're going to basically use their media power, their media backing to essentially pass this in a desperate move to basically start a second American Civil War in the United States over the right to keep and bear arms. And then what we're going to see is the secession of one or more states from the Union. So they're trying to break up the contiguous United States into multiple countries. And so this would all start with a mass shooting attack on the dates of February 17th, February 18th, or February 19th. That being said, the aforementioned mass shooting attacks in Texas and in Missouri may be used as the pretext for draconian legislation that could be passed on Monday, January 19th. And that would be designed to start a civil war. If you want to check out the dates, just look at the last few reports that I published. The last one being a Palestinian or anti-Semite or Iranian or Hamas sympathizer attack. And coincidentally, the gunman in the Texas shooting had Free Palestine on her AR-15. So this is getting pretty laughable. And then, so what they want to do is have a trans shooter, a female shooter, a foreign national shooter, possibly Iranian, Palestinian, Muslim, African American, somebody like that, and then use that as the pretext to ban weapons, firearms in the United States. Obviously, that would spark a civil war. Biden is seriously the most illegitimate president we've ever had, and so that's part of the reason why they've been tearing him down publicly, so that when he passes executive orders banning assault rifles, nobody's going to take him seriously, and it's going to cause a massive backlash, and that's what they're counting on, which is precisely why Rob Reiner, a Jewish Zionist, released a film this weekend called God and Country, because people are going to say, you can't take my God, you can't take my flag, you can't take my guns over my dead body, which is why Alex Jones and other Zionist operatives released this propaganda campaign with an AR-15 that says, come and take it, because they're trying to start a civil war. So, anywho, in the event that the CIA does in fact stage these mass shootings, then I kind of ask you to download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets, praying for a non-mass shooting weekend. Peace.